Anyway, I have yet to read through any of this, so intro. So today we will be reviewing the evolution of bipedalism of humans and comparing them to fish, reptiles, and primates. So a few key questions are: what is bipedalism? How can we furtherly develop? How were we furtherly developed after Lucy to our recent day human? How long did it take for us to get to this point? How does our structure help us walk, and how do we evolve further in the future? Wonderings about bipedalism. Those questions that we have are: which of the primates are bipedal? How come only some primates benefits from walking on their knuckles? How did their anatomy structure help them develop knuckle walking? Does bipedalism in primates have something to do with genetics? And then, what is bipedalism? Bipedalism is the ability to walk on 2 feet. Many apes and humans are bipedal.
Humans. So, some anatomical structures of bipedalism in humans are legs and are angled in the pelvis and knees, helping us to balance and walk efficiently. The vertebrae divides. Trait functions in the human are our knees being positioned in a biocondylar angle and allow us to walk on 2 feet, resulting in bipedalism. Bipedalism helps humans survive when it's adapted due to their environment. It helps us run and reach tall things. If we did not have bipedalism, it would restrict us from catering to our basic human needs.
Primates. Primates walk with their knuckles. It helps them to keep. What the fuck?
Money!
Who did that?
I didn't make it.
It helps them to keep long fingers. This is making me mad. Okay. So basically, primates walk on their knuckles. It helps them to grip things, to climb, to carry objects, because primates live in trees. So yeah. This trait, bipedalism, functions in primates because they walk on all fours. They started to live in trees and change their diets, so they needed their hands to eat certain foods or break things apart, which
Miss Corrado. Yeah, that's fine.
She just distracted me.
I know, just keep going. Because this video is like 80 minutes longer.
You heard Miss Corrado, you
How
distracted
does
us.
bipedalism help
This is your
primates
fault.
survive? Bipedalism led them to changing their diets. Like I said before, they use their hands to open certain things and eat differently or whatever. And they need their hands to peel fruits and hold on to branches.
What genes code for the brain, and how have they changed over time?
Fish.
The structure in the tails of fish. They have a tail fin, the caudal fin. It produces strong skeletal bones for the tail. They have a skeleton muscles to control their fins, formed by fish bones and the cartilage. Structures of the fish tail allow the fish to move. Pelvic fins slow them down. Our dorsal fins navigate through water. Anal fins stabilize them while they swim. Caudal fins help them during speed. Pectoral fins go either left or right. The tail fish survive and reproduce. Dorsal fins, stability, stop from rolling around in the water. Caudal fins, tail and fin, move and swim efficiently. Narrow tail swim faster.
Can you do it for me?
Reptiles. Lizards.
No, I was just gonna ask you. Wait, I'm just gonna ask you to click the button. Okay, so for reptiles, So here we have the structure of a crocodile leg, a turtle hyoid, and a crocodile vertebrae. The bottom of their bodies are directed towards the ground to push their stomachs up off the ground, and this helps them move more efficiently. Okay.
Don't even read that quote.
Okay. So reptiles walk on all fours, and for snakes they slither and all stuff like that. They live in lower areas, sometimes more humid. They need animals need to hide, and reptiles need to catch them. Okay, so they're not prey for the most part. For what they hunt, I don't know. Who wrote that? Walking on fours also helps them move more. Y'all just wrote the same thing twice.
Reptiles. So reptiles only have three
A typical lizard locomotion is quadrupedal. However, bipedalism is a behavior which is now shown within 50 different lizard species. During bipedalism locomotion, the forelimbs leave the ground and tuck, and the trunk of the lizard is elevated. Okay. So this is our compare and contrast. Go ahead. So for the fish's tails, that was then evolved and turned into the pelvis, spine, and legs, and which they needed for it to walk on water. And they all have the same bones that make up their legs and tails.
Reptiles and primates. Primates have bipedalism, and most reptiles don't. Eat and climb. Primates walk on their knuckles. They have the ability to walk on 2 feet. Reptiles walk on all fours. They need to stay low and high in order to hunt and hide from prey. Primates have knees that are face outwards, and reptiles are inwards.
Primates' knees are facing forward and humans' knees are facing inward. Primates have bipedalism, but they also walk on their knuckles. Humans used to walk on all fours, but eventually we adapted to walking on twos, and our knees face inward to make it easier to walk.
Evolution!
So there's this thing called the sonic hedgehog genes, which tells our limbs and stuff how to form, which all goes back to genetics and stuff like that. We know we evolved from fish because of our gill arches. The gill arches in fish is what gives them gills, and in us it was evolved into our ears, necks, and parts of our jaws when we're babies. And for men's gonads, that in the fish it is in the chest, and then in humans it also is in the chest, and then drops down as they're growing. I don't know the word. And then they also have the same skeletal structure. We also have the same skeletal structure as reptiles, which is the 1 bone, 2 bone, many bone, digit structure.
Example of how humans have an inner reptile. We both have egg layers. Well, the girls do. We both have yolk sacs. Both of our babies swim in amniotic fluids. Amniotic fluids. Both have layers of dead skin cells. Both share a common trait called skin folding. Both evolved from transsexual species. Tiktaalik.
Example of how humans have inner primate. So Lucy was the first monkey that had bipedalism, and that related back to us because we are bipedal and we were not before. Monkeys are overall the closest species to human, like I said, because of Lucy. We both give birth to live young. We have similar skin glands, teeth setup, and we're both covered in hair.
So, in conclusion, fish genes help our limbs form. One limb that eventually broke into our ears, jaws, and neck, which was our gill arches. And then reptiles, genes that help our bottom limbs form, our knees and legs. And in primates, the hand structure started off as claws, but the hedgehog gene allowed our hands to evolve into separate fingers and further evolve into what we are today.
Okay.
And that was a freaking mess and 10 minutes long, and